Welcome back to Morning Mix. Valentine's Day, that can trigger increased depression, anxiety, overall feelings of just not being good enough. It's important that single or coupled individuals see Valentine's Day as a self-love day. And Dr. Radisha Brown, licensed therapist and relationship coach, is joining us this morning. She's got some valuable tips to share. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank
you so much for having this conversation because it's important.
Absolutely, absolutely. We get right to it here. What kind of feelings does Valentine's Day trigger in single individuals?
Well, Valentine's Day can trigger sadness, feelings of loneliness. Hey, I don't have my person. Something's wrong with me. A lot of self-hate, depression, and it's important to understand that regardless if you're single or coupled, to look at Valentine's Day as a self-love day, right? Because in order to have a successful relationship, you have to be able to love yourself so that you can teach another person how to love you. And so I often challenge single or coupled individuals to think of Valentine's Day as a self-love day, right? Because it automatically decreases the anxiety associated with it. You're no longer focused on whether or not I'm coupled or not. I'm focused on myself and what are the things I can do to love myself more, love myself better. So that's how we should look at Valentine's Day.
And what are some recommendations that you would give to single individuals out there as far as making sure that they are giving themselves that self-love that we all need?
Absolutely. What I would say is focus on the upgrade, right? Because we all want that perfect relationship. We want that social media, all the flowers and the candy and all the things. But focus on upgrading yourself by upgrading your thoughts and your actions, because it's really important that we don't repeat the patterns of the past, right? Because we've all experienced failed relationships. And when we don't focus on how we can be better in our relationships, we repeat the past, right? Because we are pattern-driven individuals, and no matter how bad the person treated you and no matter how good you think you were in the relationship, you undoubtedly picked up some bad habits along the way. And so it's important to focus on, okay, what can I do differently? Where are areas that I need to improve? What are some traumatic things that happened that I need to focus on resolving in order to attract in that special someone, my soulmate, for example.
And just to put a kind of a bow on what you were saying just ago, it's not necessary to be in a relationship on Valentine's Day.
Right.
You don't have to be, just
right.
As long as you're in a great relationship with yourself.
Right, right. So the greatest relationship we're ever going to have in this life is the one we have with ourselves. And so often we get so focused on whether or not we have a partner beside us, we miss the piece of dating and enjoying the person that we're with all the time, which is ourselves, right? And so when I say focus on your upgrading your own self, your own thoughts and your own life. So whether or not you're partnered, you're going to enjoy it.
So say you are looking for a relationship. What are some recommendations for someone who is doing that the right way?
Okay, doing it the right way is focusing on healing from past trauma, right? So those broken relationships, or you're single because likely there are things that went wrong in previous relationship, and focusing on how can I present myself in the best way for a partner, and really getting rid of those unhealthy habits that you probably dealt with in past relationships. And so doing it the right way is first loving yourself, because we are energy-driven people. If we don't love ourselves, we're going to attract people that don't love us either, right? It's going to reinforce those negative thoughts that we have. And so part of finding a good couple relationship is finding a good relationship with themselves. And so one, getting in some therapy, right? Of course, I'm a therapist. I want to recommend therapy. Two, being very intentional, right? So that perfect someone is not going to like knock at your door and say, hey, I'm here, right? Putting yourself in positions where you can attract that special someone. And really doing it with your heart, centered on your heart, is the best way to approach love.
Great words right there. Dr. Radisha, where can people go to get more information about you?
You can find me over on Instagram or TikTok at Dr. Radisha Brown. You know, I'm doing my little dance, trying to encourage and motivate you to embrace that self-love.
All right, so whether you're single or coupled, go check it out. Dr. Radisha Brown on Instagram.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.